there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is going to be my Shop My Stash for January 2023. Welcome to everybody watching today. If you're into eyeshadow palettes, Essence and Catrice, and getting the use out of your makeup the way I am, then definitely stay tuned because today I will be shopping my stash again, where I will be going back to some old favorites, but I will also be selecting some new products that I want to try out for you in January. I sort of use this series to rotate through my makeup collection, show you what I will be using, what I will be reviewing in upcoming videos, and very often if it's a new product that is like a face product or anything like that that I'm like sort of putting in this section of the drawer, that usually also gets a dedicated review up on the blog then as well. So this is sort of like my way to keep track of everything I've done so far, and that's why I also like to keep doing this video again in 2023. So Happy New Year if this is the first time you're watching a video of mine in the new year. And yeah, if you're new here, then it may be good to know that I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, which greatly skews my makeup preferences. And because I've been buying, trying, and reviewing makeup for more than a decade, I have some strong favorites because I know what I like. If you would like to stick around for all of that goodness, then definitely consider subscribing and joining the Snow Angel Club by clicking the button below this video. So yeah, shopping my stash. I had quite a few bits in here that I had already tried or reviewed, and I was definitely trying to focus on using some things up. Now, some things aren't quite done, and I'm very sad to say that that's because I was ill for a good part of December, so I didn't wear any makeup whatsoever. So I could have used up more, I feel, if things had gone a different way. But still, there are a couple of things here that I feel that are just done, that I need to get rid of. So something that's going to go into the empties pile is this one, the Ordinary Serum Foundation. Not sure if that's in focus, but this guy right here, you will see this popping up in my beauty empties. That should go up on Thursday. And then also this concealer, the Appuy Moist Creamy Concealer. I was using this all month, and it's a good concealer. I really like it. I can perhaps squeeze a little bit more use out of it, but it's sort of like down here now, and I can barely get anything to come out, so that's going to retire. This primer I sadly wasn't able to use up yet. There's still a good bit left. I still have about a third left, but you know, within a week or so, I should be able to use this one up, so I will definitely be selecting a new primer. Powder is still going strong. This is the Kiko Radiant Fusion Powder in 01. This is lovely. I still love it. It's going to take me ages to use this up though, but I'm going to keep it in here. And then we have these three foundations, one of which, the Tarte, is going to stay in. I didn't get a chance to go back to this. I'm pretty sure I would have used up the Ordinary one quicker if I hadn't been ill, and I would have used this for like a week towards the end of the month. But now I just sadly didn't manage. And then we have the two foundations that I was trying out this month, I should say. So in December, I was trying out the Ultraviolet and the HEMA Skin Tints because I wanted to do a roundup review of 10 foundations I tried in 2022 in December. And so I kind of used these already in November, but I still put them in here. But those can go back into my makeup collection. So for bronzer, I just put this bronzer in, and it's the Makeup Forever Pro Fusion bronzer. This was lovely, but it's one of the oldest bronzers in my collection, and it's a bit dark today to be filming. It's like a very rainy day, so I do hope that the image is okay. I tried to fiddle around with my settings best I could to get this to show up, but I think we have another rainstorm coming in a minute. But this is the bronzer, and it was pretty, but you can tell, I guess, from that pan that it's got a lot of hard pan. I think I should just retire this. When I declutter my collection in 2023, this needs to go. It's time. I didn't go into the Aura highlighter by Urban Decay all that much because I was just preferring my Fenty Diamond Bomb in How Many Carats over that one. I just did. This I used almost every single day I did my makeup this past month, and I loved it, but it's time to select something new. And then these were the blushes I had selected. The Venetian Rose by FM Cosmetics. I mean, this is a lovely product, but I didn't reach for it at all because I just wasn't feeling it, but I was feeling this one a lot. So this is the Matchmaker blush from Ciate. This is stunning, and I was wearing it again and again, I was wearing it almost every time I did my makeup because it just went with every look I did. So, love that. But surprisingly, I wore this combo a lot more than I had anticipated. So this is Bittersweet from Urban Decay, which is, yes, bright purple. I know. And then I have the Melt Blush Light in Electra. And I top this over it because it tones down the purpliness of this a bit. And it just adds a really pretty glow. And then together with this, it was like the perfect cool-toned ethereal cheek look that I was hoping it to be. So yes, that was a success, but I'm ready to select something new. I used up my Catrice Disney Villain setting spray, so I put the Milk Makeup one in halfway through the month because I just needed a new setting spray. This is just a mini. This is still going strong. This is starting to look very sad. My Milani eyeshadow primer. It is almost gone, you guys. I think that sometime in January I will be using this up for sure, which is exciting because primers take a while to use up. This lip balm is also almost gone. Like I'm struggling to get things out, so that should be used up in like the next couple of months too. I had to rope in a Catrice eyebrow pencil. This is the Slimatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Blonde. And this is a good pencil. I have another one in backup, but one thing that has now irked me a little bit is the fact that this breaks off. It's quite soft, so the tip has a tendency to break off. So if you screw it up too far, it doesn't work. This Super Glue Brow Gel from Catrice, I'm not sure you can see, but this used to be clear. It's gotten so murky and gloopy. It's gotten super duper tacky, too thick to use almost. It leaves white flecks of product in my brows, whereas at first it didn't. So this is one where I'm like, yeah, I didn't love it. And someone said, yeah, you can keep your brow gels clear if you use them before you do your eyebrows. And I'm like, but that completely defeats the point. I need this to lock my brows in place, and I use this to brush my brow hairs up to give them more of a defined look. I cannot fill in my brows after I do this because it will give me my brows the wrong shape for filling in. So I need to use a second. But yeah, this is pretty much done. So I'm going to be putting that with my Makeup Empties. Also in my Makeup Empties, the Kiko, what's this called again? Extra Sculpt Waterproof Mascara. There you have the name. I already showed you this in a full face of Kiko that I did in December, and I put it in my Shop My Stash because I was like, then I can get some more use out of it. Can you see that wand? Not sure you can see. But it's this weird hourglass shape that's not right for my eyes. Plus, this is a very dry formula, which I didn't love. It was very messy. There were little clumps falling all over my face every time I used this. So this wasn't a great one for me. And by now it's so dry that I don't love the way it looks even more. So it's gotten very clumpy. This is staying, the Catrice Glam & Doll. And I think that's pretty much it for what was in the drawer. But we need to talk about the stuff I used for my lips as well. So I like to always put in a section where I show you the lip products I used. And for the past few months, that was a very boring section because all I wore was like the same two glosses all the time. My Tower 28 is now done. I'm done with it as well because it's getting bad. But I've replaced it, of course, with the Catrice Better Than Fake Lips Volume Gloss. I love this thing. We know that. I actually keep it in this cubby, so it's very easy for me to reach for it. So I'm going to put that back in there. And then, as you can see, we've got a lot of Lisa Eldridge in here. We've got a lone Charlotte Tilbury. So let me show you what I was wearing. This is Velvet Muse, my favorite nude by Lisa Eldridge. I wore it a few times this month. Then this is a lipstick that I wore the other day. I was wearing a bright green sweater and a very neutral eye. And I was like, I need to amp up this look. I was like, why not go for bright pink? And this is Velvet Carnival. So you'll see that. You will have already seen that because I'm wearing it in Sunday's video. And then I have Velvet Fawn, which was just a nude I wanted to throw on as well with a look I was doing this month. Then, surprise, surprise, I wore Velvet Petal. This is a really nice cool tone pink, actually. I've said many times how I feel the Lisa Eldridge line is really missing some good cool tones. This is one of the very few ones, and I really liked it. I was like, doing my makeup is like, this needs a cool toned pink lipstick, and this was perfect. And then my Christmas Day lipstick was Velvet Myth. So I wore this with my Christmas Day makeup look, which you can see in Sunday's video if you want to see what the eye look is like, and I also posted it on Instagram. This lipstick matched my dress that I was wearing that day, so I was like, this is a perfect one. So that is a great lipstick. Of course, classic red velvet ribbon, wore this to work. And then Velvet Jazz, of course, I wore it in videos, I wore it to work. One of my best reds, especially like for the winter season. And I'm slowly finding myself falling in love with Velvet Blush. So this is one of the darker, like blushy shades. And she came out with a lighter version of it, which is also really pretty. But I prefer this one, actually. And then the By Terry Balm the Rose. This is a cult classic product, and I had never tried it. This is my very first By Terry product. It was a gift with purchase when I bought my Natasha Denona Retro Glam from Beautylish. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. It smells really, really strongly of roses. It's like putting perfume on your lips. It's a nice balm for sure, but I don't think I love the scent, which I know By Terry is known for doing this, so I mean, I'm glad I got to try it, but I'm not sure I need to keep this around. But yeah, it's a nice enough product. It's a mini size, so I might be able to use it up sometime soon. Red Carpet Red from Charlotte Tilbury. Finally, another red that I wore to work. And then those were all of the products I had in my drawer. Let me go into my makeup collection and select some new products to try. For foundation, I will actually be selecting these two, the Tinted Hydrator from Wet n Wild and the Estee Lauder Hydro Rescue. I still need to try out the Wet n Wild one for a drugstore foundation review that I'm working on for you guys, and this is one I wanted to go back to after putting it in my favorites of 2022. This I know is going to be too dark, but I just want to get more of a feel for the formula, because I remember trying it once and liking the formula okay. It's just way too dark for me. It's in the shade Fair, and then this one is in the shade Porcelain. So this way I have something that I can try on like days off, and something to review, and something old I want to go back to, and then I'm keeping the Tarte in because that's one I want to use up this year. Focus it first. I need a new concealer, and one I haven't tried enough yet is the Rare Beauty one. This is in 160C, so I'm going to be testing this one out for you as well. If I'm testing out fewer foundations, I feel I can test out a new concealer. This is where we keep powders. We don't need a new powder, but I do need a new primer situation, and as you can see, we've got a lot of overflow here, so let me see if I can find something that I would want to use. I don't know why, but something is telling me that I'm going to be able to use these up quite quickly because they're in squeezy tubes. And these are two from Essence and Catrice I still need to test out. So the Hydro Hero from Essence and the Vitamin C Fresh Glow Primer from Catrice. Something glowy, something hydrating. I can switch these up, I'm sure. And then we need new bronzer, blush, highlighter. That's over here. I know. We're due a declutter. It's getting really messy in the drawer, but that's just going to take a while for me to organize it, and I actually want to do a makeup collection series for you at the start of February, where I'm going to do like swatches of all of my blushes, all of my highlighters, all of my bronzers, show you all the foundations I have, all of the concealers, like going over a couple of product categories that aren't eyeshadow palettes to show you what I've got going on. And I find those videos, if I do those, really helpful in deciding what I might want to keep. So it's sort of like a declutter prep, but it's not a declutter yet because I cannot do swatches and declutters at the same time because I want to keep everything. So, but you can look forward to that. We're definitely going to do a full swatcheroo of everything that's going to go into this drawer so we can make some decisions on what products to keep and not. I don't want to use a new bronzer yet, but I'm going to go in with the Holiday Skin from Catrice. This is the lighter one. This is Summer in the City. I put this one in my favorites video. It's a product I tried in 2022. I only had the darker one before this, and I bought this shade because I liked it so much, but it's great for the summer, for the winter time, I should say. It's very light, very pale, and it's from the drugstore, so I like it. It does have a very strong nutty scent, so if you don't like scents, this may not be for you, but I don't mind this because the minute I put it on my face, I no longer smell it, so I'm fine. So I'm going to use just the one bronzer. Oh, maybe No, hold on. I can use a new bronzer because I don't think I've used this yet. This is the M Cosmetics So Soft Bronzing Stick, and I haven't given this enough of a whirl, so maybe good to review this. What shade is this? This is in Terra. Yeah, I want to go back to my Armani Melting Nude. What's this called? Neo Nude Melting Color Balm in 50 for a cream blush moment. It's a very pretty mauve shade. But I feel I also need to try this out. This is the Extra Dimension blush from MAC in the shade Rosy Cheeks. It's a very pretty magenta shade, very intense. It's definitely aimed at deeper skin tones than mine, but it's a really lovely, more cool tone color. And I have just found that in these like more intense shades, we get better, cooler undertones than in very light shades. So I thought I can give it a whirl. I definitely have a brush that makes for a very sheer application, so this may be pretty on. Let me try it out. And finally, because I think it's a perfect shade for the winter time, this is the Kaleidos blush. I don't know what the name is anymore. I'll look it up for you because the name isn't on the packaging. But this is a very nice bright pink, almost like Dior Rosy Glow kind of vibe. I have all 5 of the Smoky Nostalgia blushes right here, and I haven't put them in a Shop My Stash yet, so I definitely need to do that. Because I've had these for almost a year and I haven't really tried them out much. I did use them on my cheeks once so far. So what I will probably do is when I test this out, I'll post the review for all of the shades. But this is the one that currently will go best with my coloring. So I feel I have enough selected that is new to me that I can review. So I'm going to go back to some older highlighters. This is the Thunderstruck eyeshadow from Kat Von D. It's a very pretty vanilla shade. I can't read on the back what this actually is, but all I know it's from the same, and I think I did already try this. Not sure I put it in a Shop My Stash, so I may not have a dedicated review with this one yet, but I'll try it. It does seem to have a gold flash though, so I'm not sure I like that. And I'll just go back to something very sparkly. This is Diamond Dasher from Kaleidos. This looks very peachy, but it's actually more like that Fenty Beauty kind of vibe, but then not a cream. This is more of a powder product, of course. So we've put the drawer back together. I'm not sure how much of that you could actually see because it's a little bit stuck here in the corner, but yeah, so I've got some primers, some foundations. I got 3 highlighters. I'm not sure if that's too much, but we'll see. I didn't update you yet on my custom singles palette because I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do next. I have an idea for this series though. I did already use all of my Glam Sub singles, so if you'd like to stay tuned, then I'm going to be doing a video all about this palette, the looks I created with this, and I haven't used every single shade yet, but I feel I now have a good enough feel for all of the different formulas for sure, so you can look forward to a review-ish kind of video with some looks of this, and then selecting my next custom singles palette, and then I have a bit of an announcement as well, so I would recommend you watch that because I have a plan. And you're just going to have to stay tuned until I post my next custom singles video to find out what the plan is. Of course, we're going to be testing out some new palettes, and I'm very excited to see that these are things that are also quite new to me, as in I haven't had these for such a long time yet. I got most of these things in like October, November-ish. I placed the order for the Odin's Eye palettes in October, but they didn't ship until November. So they haven't been with me for such a long time yet, and I'm ready getting to try them out, which is lovely. So first up, Glam Shop, the Very Perry. I thought it would also be perfect for this time of year. Like, this color story in January, I think is a good one. So I can't wait to try it. I do feel that perhaps I would have liked one more shimmer, just right off the bat looking at it, but we'll see. Some more Glam Shop, the Cashmere that I got in the same order. Really nice neutral tones. I hope it's cool toned enough for my liking. It's very much reminiscent to me of the Glaminatrix palette that I tried in November, but that I didn't love. And I also think it's very similar-ish to the new neutrals from Gloss Gods, which I've heard described as a great neutral palette, and I actually will be doing a neutral palette roundup in January. I've been doing one of those every year in January for like the past 3 years or so, so I wanted to update you again on my thoughts on like has this top 10 changed, and I think by now it has quite a bit. So yeah, I want to try out those palettes as well before I film that video so that, you know, I get a sense of these and know whether I need to include them or not. And then if you missed out on these, I'm very sad. They were discontinued like quicker than the brand had anticipated. This is the Christmas Eve palette. It's gorgeous. These also have a multi-chrome in. The New Neutrals and Cashmere also do. They all have multi-chromes. And then the Merry Christmas palette also has a multi-chrome, and this is the more warm tone version. But it's not that warm toned, like save for that orange and this red, and maybe that, there's not that much warmth. So I think, and it's quite like pretty warmth when I swatch these. So I'm very excited to see what these will do, to test them out. I mean, yes, they're Christmas palettes, but I have no issues trying these out in January for you. So those are the new things. But of course, we're also going to go back to old things. So these are the palettes I would like to go back to. This is the Land of Fire and Ice from Nomad. I thought this was a perfect winter palette as well, so I thought I could do that one in here. The Rose Quartz from Huda Beauty. This is a stunning palette for right now, so I definitely wanted to select that. The IC from Zoeva, I just felt I needed to go back to some of these OG Zoeva palettes. This was a limited edition a few years ago, and it's got these lovely jewel tones. This is one of those like blue, green, brown sort of duochrome pigments. This is really pretty. It's got a flip. This has a flip. I believe this white has a flip as well. You only really get one matte though, so I'm just gonna see what I can create with this. The red is the only thing here that doesn't really appeal to me, but that navy is screaming my name. Then we have this big guy, Millennial Pinks. I think this is great for right now. Granted, because of those pinks, it also has like Valentine's vibes. I think this was actually launched for Valentine's Day a couple of years ago, and so many people dislike this, but this was a pink palette that I could actually get down with, so I just wanted to go back to it. And this has given me, especially these shades here, like this, like these three, it's winter in a palette to me, so can't wait to play with it again. And then we're going back to my OG, all-time favorite wintertime palette, the Chocolate Bar from Too Faced. This is the white chocolate bar, which a lot of people said was too light for them, but it works so beautifully on my skin. I definitely want to do a liquid sugared raisin. That's my favorite shade in the palette. I'm very happy to be selecting this one again. So then I think that's it. That's everything I wanted to share with you in today's video. Oh, I still need to select a mascara and a brow gel. Let me do that. I always do that off camera. Mascara and brow gel. We have the Kiko Unmeasurable Length Waterproof Mascara. Again, a lengthening mascara from Kiko. I haven't tried this one yet. Ooh, that's weird. Ooh, that's a very interesting brush as well. Okay, I hope I like it. But yeah. Try that one out, see if it works. And then this is the Volume and Lift Brow Mascara from Catrice. Shade, doesn't say, 020. Probably something blonde or taupe. I liked this enough in the past that I repurchased it, but I haven't gone back to it in a while. So, and I want to take a break from the Essence Make Me Brow for a minute. Not because I don't like it, I still love it, but yeah. Other things I need to announce. Yeah, keep an eye on my shorts because I'm currently doing 31 days of one and done shadows. I thought that could make for an interesting short series on here and on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok at floatingindreams_ in case you'd like to know. Also, if you want to shop some of my favorite all-time products, then I have a link in the description box called Shop My Favorites. And it's an affiliate link program where you can find some shelves that I created with a lot of my all-time favorite products. And then if you shop through that, I could make a bit of it as a commission. So if you were looking to buy some of the products that you always see me recommend in also these kind of videos, like, then that would help out the channel, of course. So thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you had a great time watching this video. I certainly had a great time making it. And then I hope to see you again in a new video very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.